Well, the local weather guy told us the more rain we get this morning, the less chance of severe weather this afternoon. So it is a little wet out there this morning, not a lot wet. Hey, Donnie.
Hey, pretty girl.
You going for your paper?
Yeah.
For the job that they're doing, and
so we pretty much, after we watch our video and we watch Kyle's videos, we watch Monroe live. That's just sort of the order of things in the morning. And Don had already slowed it up, and we were trying to see what Sandy had hit the window with and how come he didn't bring whatever it was back out with him. And here at the end, he has done good. I mean, you know,
Super slow-mo.
super slow-mo from the other side so you could see the rod. Don and I had figured it was a metal rod. We heard the clanging, but we had to really think about it. This is great. This is absolutely great.
Yeah.
Um,
And then he backs it up.
yeah.
And then he does it again.
That's just fantastic.
Way to go, Sandy.
So Don's moving the van to the other side of the carport. And while it's not dark out, I'm going to head to the environmental park before we get started today. Ruby is a little close to the wall. Nobody's fault but mine. Good morning, Ruby. I forgot to look yesterday about what that software release is, and I guess that's a sign of the times, and that for us on hardware, you know, Autopilot 2.0, we haven't been getting too much exciting stuff. So out of order supercharger stalls and minor bug improvements. And this was really in 20.5. I believe now we're on what? We're on 20.10. So it's just bug fixes again for us. I'm still excited when I get software updates, but I'd be more excited if I had like actual new function versus just fixing bugs that I may or may not have noticed. There were divas complaining about the lights being on even when it was daylight. And I do think that was a bug in 20.5. I'm not seeing the lights on, no green this morning. It's just telling me I'm on auto when they are on. So I think probably that's one of the things that was fixed. The garage door's not opening. Not opening. Not opening. I was hoping Don to come in the garage door and I could holler at him to hit the button for me over there. You can see it sending the signal to the door, the little over here, but it's not doing anything. The door is just as closed as it was. It's closed. It didn't open. Donnie, can you hit the garage door opener, please? Ruby is sending the signal, but it's not opening. Thank you. Don said to try shutting it, obviously, when I left. And it's not shutting either. Suppose I could reboot the car. So she's rebooting. Now, I had on the software update before I went to the environmental park last night. So if it was caused by the software update, then I would have expected to have had problems with the door yesterday morning or yesterday evening. So I'm just kind of doubting that this is related to the software update. Yeah, I had my foot on the brake, but Ruby was still in reverse. Hopefully that wasn't the end of the world. And, nope. Oh, there it goes. Now, it's not unusual for me to have to hit it more than once, I guess. But we rarely have, we really haven't had any trouble with HomeLink. So let's just hope next time I go to open it, it's fine and that was just some glitch. Who knows? I don't think I mentioned yet, but the Storm Prediction Center has downplayed our risk for severe weather today from the level 3 risk that it was late yesterday afternoon and evening. So it looks like south of us could still light up, but not really predicting here in Raleigh. I'm gonna park Ruby under the carport when I get back, but you know, Dawn and I will be working outside, and obviously if it looks really threatening, we're just gonna put Ruby back in the garage. So we'll just monitor. That's all you really can do, right? I don't have automatic wipers on right now. There's a swipe. Let's put them on auto. I like to avoid that go crazy thing she does when she first starts them. Okay, you got all the water now, Ruby. You can, there you go. You can slow them down. I do like the auto wipers. I just, when she does 20 or 30 super fast, like she's been running full speed for an hour kind of fast back and forth, is sort of annoying. So if I move just a little bit and get some of the water off the roof, off the windshield, that seems to dissipate that overzealous reaction. All right, I'm back over here at my spot at the environmental park. It's daylight out, so I'm legal. Just one other person here. Since it is raining, I don't imagine too many people are out on the trails right now. Ruby and I are back home. Just a gentle rain right now. I would be very pleased if we don't have severe weather today that messes up the blooms on this Weigelia before I'm done enjoying them, because it'll look pretty for a week if, you know, wind and heavy rain and hail don't fool with it. Don's over here doing a little project with bolts. He's, let's just say he's salvaging some stuff. Don never ceases to amaze me. He is using the wrench to take these bolts off, but he needed more leverage. Kind of like when you're changing a tire, and he's using that, had used that pipe to give him a little more leverage there.
I'm going to make this bumper, turn it into a parking stop. I don't want these metal things sticking up and hurting the car. These metal things could rotate around if you ran over this bumper and hit the car. And so I want to take these metal things off so that they don't damage any car that runs into this spot.
Sure. Yeah, I love how Don's working smart. Well, you got it, the clamps so it won't move on you, and the pipe to give you more leverage, and he's got 3 of the 4 bolts or things loosened now, so I'm impressed. Don says this penetrating oil made all the difference too in these old rusty bolts. So as not to neglect the inside of the house, I have scrubbed our shower, bathtub, stall, and taking down the snowman shower curtain and putting up the new to me owl one. Guardian Angel has some great shower curtains, and I really like this one. Has nice spring colors and cute faces, and I'm excited about putting it up for the first time for us. I've said it before, but I think it's worth mentioning again that this brush kit that you can get on Amazon for $12, $15, depending which company you choose, is absolutely awesome for cleaning the tub. So I just grabbed Don's drill. He made sure I had a fresh battery. I tried this attachment today instead of this one. Both do good. This is obviously the red one, a wider surface area, but this one might get down in crevices a little bit better. The box comes with several, 2 other, this white one also, and then, you can replace the head on this attachment when it gets used up, when it's spent. So I found this lasts over a year. They don't go very quick, but I guess, red moderate pad is for fiberglass, which is what I was doing with the bathtub. Obviously, I noticed no damage to the tub whatsoever. And anyway, with a battery operated cordless screwdriver or a cordless drill, you can really get the tub cleaned up great, and I love it. So Don decided last night to hold off reloading the cabinet because we were going to do it right and organize things.
Right.
And we have all these little boxes from stuff we donated or consolidated, and he's using them for the organization. Again, these are all your air tools mostly in this cabinet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's also where he used to keep me out of trouble from running out of salsa, coffee, and...
my hidden goodie cabinet.
Exactly. He would be Mr. Miracle Worker when I would go, out in the kitchen because I didn't have one of those things I was prone to running out of. He fixed me. So, yeah.
That's right. That was very key. I remember that now. You're right.
Yeah.
I came to the rescue. I would just...
Exactly.
Oh, I'm out of coffee, and somehow...
It would just appear. I eventually figured him out, but it was a great plan he had.
Yeah.
I do believe, Mr. Miller, that you may be able to find your stuff now.
Yeah, I took inventory while I was in there. Now I remember some of the tools I have. I didn't remember I had a die grinder. I knew I had a cutoff wheel, but I didn't have a die grinder. Anyway, the point is I've got lots of neat tools. And I got them all up there where I can get at them.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but they have dispatched every fire truck, ambulance, and police car in the entire town of Fuquay here in the last couple of minutes. And they keep on coming. And they keep on coming. Well, I hope it's a case of everybody was dispatched and then it's not a big deal and they all get to go back to the firehouse and the police station. That's what I'll hope for. Before we move on to the next garage project, Don's giving Ruby a little bit of attention. I mean, she was already wet anyway, so why not? The pollen is finally, well, mostly not as bad as it was. And we're not working with sawdust today, probably not tomorrow either, so might as well go ahead and rinse her off. Don had me take Ruby down to the end of the driveway and back to try to get most of the water off of her, which I did. And we're gonna work on reinforcing the bottom of the tall cabinet here in the garage now, so we're not ready to pull her back in yet. Hey, that's gonna be a great use of that car jack.
Yeah, that cabinet weighs more than I can pick up.
It's all empty now. It's a good thing Don and I work good together. And I'm not too girly, I guess. We didn't have any trouble getting it moved, not really. It's on this dolly now. We transferred it from the floor jack. We were able to get the floor jack to lift it high enough to scoot the dolly underneath it and then move it over here. So I'm gonna clean. Obviously this corner needs some help. This thing hasn't been moved in over 10 years and Don's gonna do his thing while I do my thing. Uh-oh, that's that hard, that's that hard steel. Alright, I got the corner as clean as the corner is gonna get. Yep. So I'm not sure if we said at the start of this project today, but what we're doing is putting a support across the bottom, left to right here, to keep it from sagging. This cabinet is mounted to the wall. It does not sit on the floor. And, you know, as with things with a lot of weight and gravity for a long time, over 10 years, it just needed a little bit of reinforcement. So Don had cut the ends off of this old bed frame, and then he's got two holes drilled, one on each end, so he's got 2 on each side so he can secure it where he wants to secure it. And yeah, that's what we're doing here. You can see that the metal brace, the old bed rail, is now on the bottom of the cabinet, and we are fixing to stand it back up and put it back where it belongs. Fun times. Donnie's such a good guy.
Well, actually, this is JB. He took pity on me, and he brought me some nice bar clamps, and he got me one extension so I can make it at least 8 feet long. So thank you, JB.
Yeah, well, that did come in handy for sure. Yeah. But what I meant by you being a nice guy was, I'm like, oh wait, before you lift it, we got to get a video and a picture. I'm like, it's kind of like your fitness tracker. If I don't get a picture and a video, you didn't really do it.
It didn't really count.
That's right. We did it!
Yeah, cabinet all fixed.
We didn't get to load it back up though, because Johnny's Taekwondo class was at 6:45 and
yeah.
We needed another 30 minutes, so we just shoved our stuff out of his way. It looks just as clean from the class perspective as it, normally does. But on the other side...
yeah, what's behind the camera stays behind the camera.
We'll get it back loaded up and everything put back where it belongs tomorrow, I'm sure.
I agree.
You know my guys, they get really excited about hamburger night.